And welcome to the PMBC meeting for July 30th, 2025. This was postponed from last weekend because I forgot to post the agenda. But first order of business is to review the warrants. I sent those out to the committee, and I will hear the first one, Senior Center. Their screen. So, Brian, do you want to walk us through this?
Absolutely. So for Senior Center, there are two invoices. One's for us for closeout activities for the month of June. The other is for Commodore Builders, $475,827.13. That represents a lot of the remaining work and some of the retainage release on this that we had spoken about, I think, at the previous meeting. A lot of the subs that we have obtained all of their closeout documents, and a lot of the remaining scope that they had. You can see by the remaining PO balance, which is made up of unused funds, contingencies, and remaining retainage release. I can get into that in the update, but that's what those two invoices represent.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the update. Any questions on this invoice? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Bob. And who seconded?
Bartlett did.
Bartlett. Okay.
So sorry, Steve. Quick question.
Yeah.
The tennis courts later on in this document, that has nothing to do with this, right?
No.
Got it.
In this particular document?
Yeah, I think so.
Brian, do you know what he's talking about?
I do not. So there's no, for the Senior Center scope, there was no, the only thing that the Senior Center had to do with tennis courts was removing them at the beginning of the project. So this, these two invoices have nothing to do with that.
Yep. Right. I understand. It's just on page 8. There's a whole breakout for tennis courts, but I guess that's just something, the whole other thing.
Page 8.
I hope not. Oh, I'm sorry. If you go up a little bit, Steve. Does that say?
I just saw something.
I thought I did too.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
So that was an amendment to LLB back about 2.5 to 3 years ago when we were calling it the tennis court site. At that point, we were doing some schematic design and feasibility of some potential sites, one being next to the library on the hill. And then this was to do some feasibility on what we were calling the tennis court site at that point.
Okay. Why is it here? Just wondering.
Because that was ultimately what was determined to be the actual site of where the Senior Center currently lives. And so at the time, and I think for ease of understanding what was the location, this may just be an account, the accountant for the architect was using for language as for the location of where the Senior Center was being located.
So, Tim, this is just part of the breakdown, and this was paid some time ago.
And as you can see there, we do not have any more invoices for LLB at this point. They're not charging anything for us this month. So,
got it. Sorry.
No problem.
Just part of the schedule of values. Any other comments, questions? Did you have something? Did you have something, Bartlett?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I think we did that.
We did it already, Steve.
Yeah.
Just got to vote on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor, Bob,
Bob Rumley, yes.
Tim,
Tim Harvey, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Mike,
Mike Scuduto, yes.
Steve Moore, yes. Okay, motion carries.
Got Sean.
Sean, yeah,
I'm
Sean.
sorry, Sean.
That's okay. Sean, yes.
And we will move on to the next invoice, which is 36 King Street. Um, Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay, Brian, you want to talk about this?
Yes, this one does not have amounts with it. I'm not sure if there was another page for the actual amount. Oh, there we
Here
are.
we go. Sorry.
No problem. There was 3 invoices for 36 King, and again, I can provide an update on the project as a whole, but this pertains to the construction project with work in June. We did not receive the requisition from the contractor in time for this warrant, so we proceeded without it, and we let them know that would have to be processed at the next invoice packet cycle. So the invoices here are WB Mason, which is the furniture package that was delivered to 36 King for us at Vertex for closeout activities for $4,722.25. And LLB Architects closing out the remainder of their furniture procurement amendment that was approved at the beginning of the project for $4,251 even. So that would close out the WB Mason package. There'd still be a remainder on the Vertex PO. However, we're billing very minor closeout at this point. Our invoices should continue to decrease, and LLB Architects would be closed out from a construction contractual standpoint.
So all the as-built and everything else is in from them?
From the contractor, we're about 99% there. There's still quite a bit of remaining on the PO for classic construction, and they have provided almost all of that. We just need to have the printed out copies to be turned over to facilities.
So don't we need LLB to review those as part of construction phase services?
They have reviewed and approved everything to date. I believe there's one more warranty that we're waiting on that we're fully prepared to look at it and review it ourselves. From an as-built documentation standpoint, we are all set.
Okay, any questions on this invoice?
Does this include, it doesn't include any change orders on this, I guess.
No.
Yeah, got it.
Well, let's clarify that. I mean, we do have change orders for, do we have change orders for LLB?
The only amendments that we had for LLB in 36 King was from additional design services for some of the change orders that were requested. For example, the added bathroom, some added structural work that was on the second floor. Those had been approved about a year ago and had been billed accordingly. This amount here is being shown for the remaining furniture and construction administration that they own per contract.
Okay, so no further change orders.
No.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this invoice packet for $147,800 $94 even.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, Bob. You're on mute, Bob.
Bob Brumley, yes.
Tim,
Tim Harvey, yes.
Sean,
Sean Ahern, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
and Mike.
Mike Scaduto, yes.
And Steve Moore, yes. Motion carries. We'll go to the last invoice, which is it's kind of a holdover from the school roof job. But Michelle flagged this as an item that we haven't paid, so we need to approve this as the final payment for Rockwell Roofing, in the amount of $7,928. I suspect that there's not a lot of discussion on this because the only one that knows about this is Brian Pasquale, who's already commented on it, said it was valid. And any comments? Michelle, anything?
Sorry, couldn't get my mute off. Just to clarify that, I think what happened was, they sent this invoice over, but we had never gotten, in accounting, we had never gotten the actual change order to increase the job, which happened, I guess, right near the end of the project. And then Brian confirmed, you guys confirmed that the change order had been approved, but somehow accounting just never got that change order to increase the PO and get this out the door.
So anyway, this is a legitimate cost that we owe to the roofing contractor, and I would recommend that we approve the I'll make a motion that we approve the invoice in the amount of $7,928. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Bob,
Bob Brumley, yes.
Tim,
Tim Harvey, yes.
Bartlett,
Bartlett Harvey, yes.
Sean,
Sean Ahern, yes.
Mike,
Scaduto, yes.
Steve Moore, yes. Okay, so we've dispatched with that. Next order on the agenda is the meeting minutes from the last meeting. I sent out the amended minutes a couple of days ago. Any conversation or discussion on that? Is there a motion to approve the amended meeting minutes from
Sorry.
6/25? Well, that's not right, is it? Should have been 3 weeks ago. Never mind, we're going to table that because that's incorrect. Shaker Lane School Feasibility Study. The schematic design was sent into MSBA. It was reviewed. We got a number of comments back. They were approved. The next order of business is to get us set up for the town meeting to vote on funding for the project. We have a couple of what do you call it?
Show and tell.
Good. Show and tell meetings set up with the township, and so that's about it for that. Senior Center update, Brian.
Sure. This week I had a meeting with Commodore Builders about closing out this project and financially closing it out and administratively closing it out. We have a few things we're waiting on currently. One is a warranty issue in regards to a flooring product that was put down. It was found that we had some bubbling going on in certain areas of the facility. On Friday, the president of the manufacturer will be on site as well as the installer to review this. to make any corrections that are needed. In addition to that, we are still waiting on our manufacturer inspection for the roof, the GAF product that was being put down on the roof. Once that inspection is complete, we'll be provided with the warranty details there. So from a closeout paperwork perspective, I have the manager at Commodore that will have all of that printed. A hard copy can be turned over to facilities, as well as a digital copy is going to be turned over. From a paperwork perspective, from the index that we put together, that is all being downloaded. We have a project manager working on that. So once the official O&Ms and maintenance documents and closeout documents are turned over with Commodore, we will supplement that with all of the historical paperwork that went through this project. We are still covered. We're still covered underneath the warranty for another, I want to say another 8 months. So we will be going back with the commissioning agent as well as the contractor probably in the spring to go over any type of warranty items before the 1-year workmanship warranty lapses.
Brian, did that compressor get replaced on the
Yes.
AC unit?
Yes, that has been completed. The last item from a financial closeout, I know at the previous PMBC meeting we talked about, I presented the credit change order of just north of $100,000. I said that there was more that was coming. Project manager is going out of the country for about 3 weeks at the end of August. So we are trying to work hard to get that done so that I can provide it to you guys on the amount. If it is not, it'll be the first PMBC meeting of September to where we would be voting on the final credit change order and closing out the project officially from a financial standpoint.
Any idea what the order of magnitude is on that?
Yes, I believe that it's going to be north of $600,000.
Outstanding. Good.
Brian, is that on top of the 112?
That's correct.
Okay. So
And that's also, Michelle, will be in addition to any unused funds on the owner side that we have not used. So that this is going to be a credit change order under the contract or PO we have with Commodore.
Yep.
And then once that's financially closed out, we can final bill as well. We'll make sure that all of the owner vendors have been satisfied in final build, and then you'll know what the real savings on what the borrowing limit was against what has been turned back and what we won't be using.
Right. And speaking with Robin just yesterday or today, our concern is that we need final numbers when we talk to bond counsel.
Yes.
For doing the final bonding for this. They started having conversations in September.
Good. Okay. Great.
2 months before it's going to go to bond in November, but they have to have all the data to bond counsel to prepare for that.
Sure.
S&P call and all that, and so we need final numbers.
I anticipate having those ahead of September, and then definitely the very beginning of September.
Okay. That's great. I'll let her know.
Good to know. Yep. Thanks, Michelle.
Brian, when you say roof inspection, does it have asphalt shingles?
No, this would be for the rubber roof area. There are asphalt shingles where some of the solar panels are. So that's being inspected as well. But the high priority is on the rubber roof or the TPO roof. That's where the mechanicals are in the bathtubs over the kitchen and in other areas.
So it's just for like flashing and detail
Correct.
and stuff.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, any other questions on King Street? Great, thanks, Brian. Hey, Brian, any update on the police station? I know the chief was on vacation. Is he back yet?
So I had a conversation with Eric today. I know the chief is going to be out again some of the results that we're getting are, we knew that the original test, we had some kind of lot of gray area and question marks about what's happening where, and if there's an actual issue or whether or not that we're getting moisture from the inside. And I think without putting words in Eric's mouth, that they gave some kind of controlled environment for where the chief's office is, and they're going to do that again. And maybe Eric, you could elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, so next week the chief is going to be off for the whole week, and they're going to close the door in his office, which separates it from the actual admin area. And we're going to see what happens with the door shut for a week. And hopefully that will tell us if it's a humidity issue or if there's something else. But that's what
Hey,
we're
Eric, what wasn't he on vacation for 2 or 3 weeks already? With the door shut?
No, so I guess he meant this week, this upcoming week when he said
Okay.
it.
Got it. And were you able to, or did you procure any of those moisture meters that I think Tim had suggested?
I have not yet, but I can. I will do that.
Okay. Yeah, that would be helpful.
All right.
So more to come on the police station. Member input? Bob?
We kind of skipped over King Street. Is that finally done now?
Oh, did we skip over that? I'm sorry. Brian, anything on Indian Hill?
I didn't want to give any updates on Indian. So for Indian Hill, unfortunately, there was an incident that happened at the property since we've last met. We engaged with moving. We had the departments being set up. From a punch list perspective, we had 1 or 2 items remaining, some delivery of fixtures, some touch-up paint in certain areas. It was found 2 weeks ago coming into the building on a Monday that a sprinkler main that was not part of the contractor's scope up in the attic on the 2nd floor, one of the Voltaic valves had let go, and the flow meters inside the system did not properly give notification to the fire department. Therefore, water damage had happened on the property. And it happened in one of the worst locations. It happened in over and above some of the new offices and locations that were done, and leaked down into the first into the basement as well. So I'll speak to it, and then I'd like Eric to chime in, and hats off to Eric, who really has taken the main point of contact with triaging this problem here. The one benefit is that the town, because we were still waiting on some warranty, some punch list items, we had gained occupancy. However, we had not executed our substantial completion certificate, so that we were still under the builder's risk insurance policy that was there. And so Eric and the town worked very hard with the town's insurance agent in order to establish a claim under the builder's risk. Working with that as an emergency item to make sure that this place is fixed. And then we're working with the insurance again, once it gets transferred over to their irregular policy for making the corrections for anything that was damaged from the water. So Eric, if there's anything I can add, I know that Eric's been providing updates to not only us, but the town representatives on a daily basis about where we are and what's going to be done to mitigate this and get people back in their home. But that's where we are right now. From a project perspective, like I said, Classic did not get their requisition in. We will review that. They've submitted it since then. I'm going to go through that, and we'll be bringing something forward to a future PMBC meeting, hopefully with clarity on where we are about getting all of the damage fixed.
Yeah.
You said this is outside the scope of the contractor's work, but Are we going to be doing any kind of a root cause analysis and a review of, what happened?
Yeah, so in my experience, Steve, you make the claim under the builder's risk policy at that point, and they will come in, we get things fixed, we get things done correctly. And then as the policy, they perform that type of root cause and we'll be providing them anything that they ask for in through that in order to determine liability and if there was anything that was done wrong.
So I assume since it was up in the attic, it was part of the dry system?
Yeah, so the dry system got wet and leaked out of a pinhole that was under the 15-ton AC unit. And at first they thought that the whole floor or ceiling on the second floor had to come down in order to replace that pipe because it was perpendicular to all the floor joists. But after all the thought and engineering and all the stuff that was going to go into that in order to get the people back in the building as fast as possible, we decided that, and I have also contacted the fire chief and the building commissioner and the sprinkler company, and we're just going to reroute the sprinkler pipe 3 feet forward of where it went off, and then we're going to, get the second floor back online. So right now it's capped on the first floor. So the first floor and the basement for Parks and Rec are covered, but the second floor is not. And that repair is going to start on Friday.
So can they occupy the building at this point without that coverage?
Yeah, so the building is occupied right now, and it's the only place that can't be occupied full time with staff is the second floor.
Okay.
And that's
Interesting.
occupied sometime by the end of next week.
Well, that's unfortunate.
How extensive was the damage?
It wasn't terrible. It's just on new material, which is unfortunate. So we have to replace it, and it happened in the attic, so it went down through all the way to the basement.
So it was a pinhole leak in the pipe and not the head.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, so there wasn't very much flow. It was just a pinhole leak that was, trickled for however long, and until somebody noticed it, it came out. And I mean, I don't want to get into too much depth for, what the investigation is, but I mean, there's some pitch issues with the dry system, and they're not always the best. So it is what it is, I guess.
Sounds like we have a little bit more investigation to do into that system.
Well, so the good thing is that the system was actually fully charged with water, so now we know where all the leaks are, and they've been identified, and then they're all going to be repaired. And then my recommendation was to have the second floor, or the highest floor, which is right below the attic, to have a drop ceiling grid put in instead of sheetrock because of the HVAC units that are located right there, in case there's any condensate drips or anything in the future.
All right. Okay. Any other questions on 36 King Street?
Was the damage to ceilings, flooring, furniture, or like electronics, or what?
Yeah, all of the above.
Wow.
Of course.
It was contained to pretty much 2 or 3 offices in particular.
And those were what, school or park and rec?
So school admin, and then it leaked into the park and rec bathroom, fortunately, and so that took most of it. And the bathrooms have floor drains and are tile, so there was The ceiling tiles fell down, but the actual floor tile contained all the water.
Okay.
I thought when that pump, Eric had to do all the work on that pump. I thought that we had that fire alarm system all investigated.
So,
Sprinkler system.
yeah, the scope with that is that the original sprinkler scope was so small that it actually didn't even qualify as a filed sub bid. Their original scope was just to relocate some of the sprinkler heads into certain offices when there was some new partitions. When we started construction, the compressor that fills that dry system was running continuously, maybe every 5-10 minutes. And so we paid for some time and material work. If you remember, we approved that and we did some investigation and we found some mains on the first floor that we felt that had some air leaking out of it. So there was a pipe on the first floor corridor that was replaced, and the compressor then stopped running as often as it was. And so we felt really good about the system at that point. And I, like Eric said, I don't want to get into too much investigative work, but whether that fixing of pipes charged other areas, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Any other questions?
I just want to chime in and commend Eric for his superhero work on this. He deserves a cape.
Agreed.
Well,
All right. Member input, Bob,
I'm all set, Steve.
Tim,
No input.
Sean,
No input, but great job, Eric.
Mike,
All set. Thanks.
Bartlett,
I'm all set, thanks.
and I'm good. The next meeting is August 14th, and we will see you then. Thanks for your participation tonight, and have a great weekend.
Steve, one more comment before.
Yeah.
I should have, I just want to thank Brian Fors for all the work that he's done on the King Street and the senior center. It's, I mean, he brought back a lot of money back into the town by being a person that looked over everything.
and the police station too, Bob.
Yep.
Well, I was going to bring this up without Brian on the.
Yeah, this is Eric's flowers time right now.
But Brian has been an integral part of this community's major capital projects for the last 9 years, and I want to draft a commendation letter to Vertex, and I'll distribute it to the committee for approval at next meeting.
Thank you, Steve. That means a lot. Thank you.
It saved us a lot of money. Right back to the fire station.
Right.
Fire station, police station. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everyone. We'll see you in 3 weeks, I think. 2 weeks? 2 weeks now.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh yeah,
Second.
thank you. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, yep.
Okay, roll call vote, Bob.
Well, yes.
Tim?
Tim, yes.
You were elected. Do you want to say something?
What?
Sean?
Me? No.
Yes. Sean Hearn, yes.
Bartlett?
Bartlett, yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And Steve, yes. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.